All right, sweetie, so how many times have you had skin cancer now?
4.
4 times. What is a sign or symptom that you noticed that somebody could look for?
There will be a spot there. It will look irregular. It may be like risen and kind of almost like flaky on the top, or it might be have a weird color.
But yours were like kind of crusty and it just like would bleed, right?
And it, like when washing my face, it was just washing it would make it bleed. So the top of it was thin.
Okay.
Yeah, that's basically what I've experienced.
Guys, here's the deal. Your body will give you warning signs when something is not right. Today, I want to go over some things that you need to pay attention to that are basically letting you know what? Something's not right and you are not healthy. Think of these things that we're going to go over today as kind of like your body's check engine light. If it's going on with you, there is a problem and you should not ignore it. And that's one of the things that unfortunately we as dumb dudes do. We'll have something come up, we'll be like, yeah, whatever, it'll be fine. Sometimes it's fine, but sometimes it's not whatever, it's fine. And it ends up becoming a bigger issue when if you just identify it early and catch it, you can fix it. All right, so the first thing we're going to talk about is skin cancer. All right, real quick, it's on the mind because my wife literally just got diagnosed with it again. All right, if you have any type of irregularity, right, you've got a little spot that looks a little bit different, maybe the borders are a little bit irregular if it's a mole, or if it's a hard place and you pick it and it bleeds and it just never seems to go away, go to a dermatologist, get it checked out, get it biopsied. Number 2 is actually number 2, the deuce, all right? And this is one of those things that it's gonna let you know what's going on with you a lot of times, all right? If you're not going on a regular basis, like every day, at least once, there's a problem. Constipation isn't normal. You got to figure it out. Whether or not it's you're not eating enough fiber, you're dehydrated, you got to figure it out. Because if you don't deuce it on a regular basis, you could potentially develop some type of issue like colorectal cancer, which is definitely not fun. If you're gassy, if you're bloated, if you're super like liquidy in terms of your deuces, also not normal. Once in a while, fine. But if it's a persistent thing, you got to go figure out what's going on. If it's bloody, if you wipe and you're like, yo, there's blood, or there's blood in the toilet, also a sign, yo, Billy, something's not right down in the butt. Eyes, gentlemen, if your eyes are yellow, the whites of your eyes, not normal. It could mean a liver issue. Go get it checked. If your eyes are red or bloodshot, this could mean that you've got allergies, or if it's persistent, it could mean that you've got high blood pressure or an issue you've got to deal with. High blood pressure is nothing to fuck with. Dark circles, also not normal. All right, why? Is it because you're not getting enough sleep, or are you having some type of vitamin or mineral deficiency? Nails, if your nails are thick, discolored, yellow, green, not normal. If they're wavy or rigid, if they've got like white specks in them, not normal. And this also goes for your toenails. Guys, you got to figure out what's going on. It could mean it's a vitamin deficiency, but it could also mean it's a fungus or something more serious. Bad breath. That was creepy. All right. It's nasty too if you got bad breath, all right? Bad breath is a sign something's going on. Once in a while, no big deal. But if it's persistent, this could mean something as serious as like stomach cancer, or it could be something like acid reflux. Acid reflux is also not normal and something else you got to pay attention to. If you are having heartburn or indigestion, once again, not normal. Why is it going on? If left untreated, it can become a more serious issue like esophageal cancer. Also, your breath, is it because your gums are nasty? If you brush your teeth and you spit and there's blood? Now, I'm not talking about a little blood once in a while, like after you floss or after you brush your teeth, but if it's like serious blood and it's on a regular basis, this is a sign something's going on, whether or not you've got gingivitis or something more serious. If your tongue is white, also not normal. Thrush. Have you guys heard of thrush? It's basically like a yeast infection in your mouth. Exactly. Sounds sexy. It's not. It's also not good. Your balls. If they're big and swollen all of a sudden, not normal. If one is bigger than the other, oh my God, that's actually normal. Don't freak out. You should, however, get into the habit of giving yourself a little routine exam down there, right? Feel them, squeeze them. Touch them a little bit, right? In the shower is the ideal time. In the shower, just roll them around, feel them, right? It's important that you get familiar with the way that your testicles feel, honestly. And the reason is because if you notice something, like one gets harder or there's pain down there, not normal, go get it checked quickly because it could be something serious like torsion, which is definitely not something you want to mess with. But if you're rolling it around and you're feeling it and you feel some type of like bump or some type of like irregularity, this isn't normal. Go get it checked, all right? And this could mean something simple like you've got an infection, but it also could be something more serious like testicular cancer. Gentlemen, feel yo nuts. Next up, we got to talk about your skin, because your skin will tell you a lot about what's going on with your body and how healthy you are. If your skin is glowing, if it's radiant, if it's healthy looking, that's a sign that everything's probably good, but you need to make sure that you keep it looking that way, which is why a skincare routine, which is something I talk about all the time, is very important. But if you've got blemishes, all right, if you've got acne, if you've got blackheads, if your skin is super oily, or if it's dry, if it's dull, if it's wrinkled, if it's crusty, if it's cracked, guys, do something about it. Guys, T. Shanley is what I personally use and what I would recommend if you want to basically have incredible skin and fix anything that's going on with it, not to mention look great for years. But the truth is, whether or not you use T. Shanley or some other higher price, lower quality product, I don't care. I just want you to start taking better care of your skin. Few basic things you need to do. Wash your face twice a day to remove the oil, the dirt, the grime. Twice a week, exfoliate to remove the top dead layer of skin and keep those pores open and bring new fresh skin to the surface. And then twice a day, you need to moisturize. In the morning before you leave the house, you need to use the moisturizer with an SPF of 20. The SPF is important to protect your skin from the sun's harmful damage so that you don't get skin cancer. Guys, I'm telling you, it's deadly serious that you protect your face every day. Even if you don't think, oh, I'm not gonna be out in the sun, it doesn't matter. And then at night before you go to bed, boom, a PM moisturizer is gonna help your face heal so that when you wake up, it's going to be radiating, handsome, sexy, and moisturized. You also need to make sure you're hydrating. Drinking enough water is a critical component to having amazing skin. Eating healthy, another bonus in terms of looking amazing. If you're eating a diet that's high in shit food, high in saturated nonsense, high in sugar, your skin is going to reflect it, not to mention your man boobs, which we'll talk about in a second, because if you have them, it's not normal. Actually, it's normal, but it's not good, and you're not healthy if you do, which I'll talk about in a second. Guys, real quick, real talk, this is the best in the business, period. You got a few amazing products, a few simple steps, a routine that you do every day, morning and night, to have amazing skin. And right now, I've got an amazing deal for you. If you guys go through my special link down below, all right, you got to go through my link in order to get this. You're going to get 40% off your first system. You're also going to get a $20 free gift while supplies last. Plus, you're also going to get 20% off for life. Yes, you heard that correct. For those of you who go through my link and get started today, guys, bottom line is this. If you want to have amazing skin, it's easy, it's possible, but it starts with you taking action. The action I want you to take is T. Shanley. The sooner you start, the better you're going to look, and the less you're going to have to deal with these issues that we talked about. Guys, the fact is, if you want to look amazing, you can. T. Shanley gets it done. Boobies. We got to talk about man boobies. If you got gynecomastia, which is a hard knot behind your nipple, not normal. It means you've got a hormonal imbalance. Something's going on. Whether or not your estrogen's too high, your testosterone's out of whack, you got to figure out why. Or if you've got fat titties, which is what I call basically the other kind of man boobs. And this is not a medical condition. It's just you being lazy and honestly eating not good and not exercising as much as you should. Fat titties are super preventable. It takes you taking action. It takes you eating better, going to the gym, bottom line, period. Lose weight. Now, something else. If you can't lose weight, not normal. What's going on? Is it a hormonal thing or is it something else? Or if you're losing weight like super quick and you don't know why, you're like, damn, I'm like losing like 20 pounds and I didn't really change anything. Also, not normal. Go get it checked out. If you also are having a difficult time putting on muscle mass, not normal. It could mean that your testosterone level is too low. Or if you're losing muscle mass, testosterone could be low. If you're working out, right, and you're having a difficult time putting on muscle mass, or you notice that your muscles are getting smaller and you're still working out, this is a sign that you got something going on. Typically, it's going to be hormonal because after the age of 30, our testosterone level as men starts to drop at about 1% per year. And recently, I read that it's basically dropping faster than that. But the good news is there are things you can do in order to reverse it, stop it naturally. Not the TRT route, because unfortunately, that is something else that really bothers me. A lot of guys jump on that when they really just need to modify their lifestyle. They need to eat better, higher quality food, and they need to exercise and take their supplements. And that's it, right? And your testosterone level typically will come back or get better or not drop as fast. Something else is Big Al. Is he hard? If he isn't, that's not normal. If you never want to get him hard, not normal. If when you do get him hard and he's like kind of like crooked or looks bent, that could be a sign of something more serious, like you had an injury or you've got something like Peyronie's disease. Go get it checked. Go get it figured out because, once again, not normal. If when you have the big mama, if the semen volume is smaller than it used to be, not normal. Typically, that's going to mean that your testosterone level is dropping. Something else that means it's dropping is if your balls get small. Teeny tiny balls are a sign of A, your testosterone level is too high because you're taking something like TRT or some type of performance enhancing drugs and your body's like, yo, I don't need to make it. And so your balls are going to shut down and get small, or they're shrinking because of your testosterone level has dropped. Guys, small, teeny tiny balls, not normal. Pale lips. Cracked lips, not normal. Cold hands, cold feet. This, we're talking circulation issues. Ow, got a muscle cramp. Wait, that's not a cramp that I'm having. But if you're having them, not normal. It's an issue. If you're waking up with Charlie horses or cramps in muscles or spasms, this is a sign that something's off. A lot of times it could be something like a mineral deficiency, or your sodium is too low, or your potassium is out of whack. But the bottom line is you got to figure out why, because it's not normal. Also, if your ankles or legs swell by the end of the day, not normal. This is a problem. Itchy. Are you? Constantly? Not normal. It could be that you've got dry skin because of the seasonality or because you're taking showers that are too hot and it's drying you out, but it could also mean you've got some type of kidney issue or liver issue. Guys, always being itchy isn't normal, all right? Dandruff, also not normal. If you've got a bunch of dandruff or dry scalp, which a lot of guys think, I've got dry scalp. You don't have dry scalp, you've got dandruff. If you're somebody that does have dandruff, this means that you have some type of issue going on with your scalp. And a lot of times it's caused by, well, there are a few different reasons why dandruff happens, but it could literally be a fungus, it could be a bacteria, it could be a lot of things, but it's definitely not normal. Something else that's not normal is hair loss. Whether or not it's on your head, on your body, on your beard, on your legs, in your pubes. If you are seeing a reduction in the density of hair, this is a sign that something's going on. And a lot of times it is hormonal, all right? If you have balding up top, right? This also could be your testosterone level is really high and it's converting to DHT, which is basically causing your hair to fall out. But it could also be something else like a mineral deficiency, a vitamin deficiency. And the last thing I just want to talk about is sweating. If you are somebody that is excessively sweating, once again, this isn't normal. You got to figure out why, whether or not it's your hands or it's your pits or it's your overall body. You know, excessive sweating isn't necessarily normal, and it's something to definitely go talk to a doctor or a dermatologist about. Guys, the fact is, your body is absolutely fucking amazing, and it will let you know, yo, something's going on. But it's up to you to be smart enough as a dude to identify these things and then go get it checked out. The other thing I'd just like to recommend is go get blood work done. Personally, I would recommend every single one of you, regardless of you're 20 or if you're 55, to go get blood work done. Go get your testosterone level checked. You got to ask for it. They're not going to automatically do it with a physical, typically, and then get blood work done. Get a full panel, just so that you know what's going on. It's going to show you what your liver function is. It's going to show you where everything is, your cholesterol, good, bad, like all the stuff, right? You got to know your numbers. If you don't know your numbers, and then when something's going on, you go and get it checked, you're not going to go and be able to see how it shifted or how it changed. And one more thing I just want to mention, because I just thought of it, is if you're peeing a lot, all right, more than normal, and you're like not like increasing the amount of water that you're drinking, this is a sign something else could be going on with your prostate. The other reason why a blood test is amazing is it's going to tell you where your PSA level is, and then over time you're going to be able to see what happens. You don't need to have the old finger in the bum in order to get your prostate checked like in the old days. Now they do it with a simple blood test, and that PSA level is something to keep an eye on. If you see it starts to spike, right, then you got to deal with it, address it before it becomes a bigger issue. A lot of things that we talked about and a lot of the issues that you're going to have as you age are preventable, or I should say they're treatable, as long as you identify them early before it becomes a bigger issue. Guys, I love you. I think you're amazing. Now, go get healthy.